you didn't give me no good energy on that one.
Right.
I would take it. You kind of like laughed and then.
What you mean? I mean, that's what we do, man.
Okay.
I'm distracted the whole time.
All right. Well, hopefully you can turn them, like the cameras around and be like, look at this fool over here.
I'm halfway through the cup. Y'all can get banned off YouTube.
Oh, dang. You see, look. It be your own people, man. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Black Coast Podcast. It's your boy Calvin, aka Community Cal. Today with me, we got Miss Brittany Garrett. Say how you doing?
Hello.
Hey. So Brittany, the reason I want to interview you is because you're kind of going through the same journey I went through, going through a boot camp and trying to find a job.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, give them a little rundown about yourself. So people
Sure.
know.
Yeah, of course. So I am originally from Chicago. I am one of 4 children to Haitian parents, so I'm first generation American. And growing up was very interesting in that household, just kind of experiencing different cultures, you know, one within the home, and then of course one right outside your door. I've always had a love for like video games, anything like digital, just always intrigued me, right?
Okay.
And of course I would kind of enjoy those times with my family, with my friends, with my brothers, of course, and anything that we played, I can probably still play to this day. So if you literally put a Super Nintendo remote in my hand and throw in Donkey Kong, I swear I can kill all of those. So just want a little plug out there.
So what was your favorite game?
Man, Contra,
Okay.
of course, Super Mario, of course, Donkey Kong, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. Those are like the classics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can't go wrong with those. But yeah, just always being expressive, you know, always loving like the visual, like sight sounds, the creativeness behind it. And in turn, that kind of like made me kind of interested in that too. So I felt like when video games were kind of developed and every time I would kind of like play a different type or a different type of system and they would come out with a new one, I realized like, man, people are really taking like all of the like levels, all of the parts of the game and making it like stellar. So I kind of felt like I was doing that myself. So that would be my thing with like projects, like science fair projects, like I would always take it up a notch. It was never just like plain or simple, it was always like a production. Like I always made sure that I kind of took it to that level of wanting to make sure that it was just like stellar, you know, all parts of it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because I saw, I think it was your first capstone.
Yeah.
Stellar.
Thank you.
It was really nice. What gave you the idea to go with that project?
Well, I actually wanted to develop a couple of apps like years ago, but I didn't know how. I wasn't in tech at the time. My background's actually in public health, so that's what I went to school for. And from there, I had worked at health departments, I worked in HR, so I had like a different type of like flow throughout. But from there, I also pivoted. So I went into cosmetology, and I just wanted to, again, just do something that was a little bit more creative. Having the foreign parents that I had, they always wanted us to kind of fit into this box. And it was normally like, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you're a lawyer. That's it. There's nothing else. Don't ask for anything else. Don't mention anything else that doesn't exist, you know? So that was me taking my own turn and wanting to do something that I wanted to do, something that was a little bit more expressive. So from there, moving here to Nashville, I've been here for about 2.5 years from Chicago. I decided, you know what, I need to go ahead and pivot a little bit. The pandemic hit, and I knew for a fact that I couldn't go to work. Like, I wanted to do something a lot different from what I had done, but also wanted to use all of my talents. So all the summation of things that I've kind of like gathered over the years really helped, and I actually felt like I was like spiritually led into tech. So I know you asked about my app exactly, but I'm going to get to it. So I decided to again take the plunge and go into tech. Started my program at NSS early April, and I knew for a fact that I had that design, you know, the whole idea of just wanting to express myself in this like digital space. but also creating apps and developing apps. So the whole idea behind my Trinidad app, or excuse me, my capstone, was just a cool space that would allow you to put different outfits together according to where you're traveling. So I thought it would be kind of neat knowing that, you know, people travel. People love the idea of visiting different spaces and going to different regions, but not necessarily knowing like how to necessarily prepare for that.
Right.
And I had that idea like way long time ago, but I never really developed it because I wasn't in tech. So I thought, man, this is time, like this is my time to like actually make it come to life, and I decided to do that as my capstone.
That's what's up. So would you say you're like a, I guess like a fashionista type person? You like to dress nice?
I mean, yes, I do. I think it's just whatever adorns me, whatever I'm comfortable in.
Yeah, because I actually like that shirt.
Thank
I
you.
like that shirt.
Yes, of course. So I actually found this at Target. So
Really?
they have a whole like,
Dang.
section for Black history.
Hey.
They have Black creators, and
Target
they have different
stepping
types
up.
of things
Target
that
stepping
you can
up.
purchase, including like hats, different apparel, literature. So of course I saw this and I was like, I have to represent. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to look for that section next time I go,
yes, for sure.
because that's a nice shirt.
Thank you.
So I want to go back to where you said you was in public health.
Yes.
What led you there? Like, because I know you said your family was like doctor, lawyer,
Yeah.
and stuff, or engineer. So what led you to decide for you to go to public health? That route?
Honestly, I thought that I completely wasn't sure. I know that I had a love for people. I knew that I cared about people who were like underserved. I had seen that, of course, firsthand in living in Chicago myself, like being able to be, you know, peers with people who necessarily didn't have things or didn't have as much, or maybe needed the resources or needed the help just in general, or the guidance to those resources. So I realized, you know, my parents kind of did make sense. It's not like I was trying to, you know, shy away from the things that they were advising me to do, but I wanted to make it my own. So that's what kind of led me into public health. I honestly would have loved to go into social work. That was actually one of my next steps for my master's, or epidemiology.
Okay, and what school did you go to?
I went to U of I, so University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Okay.
Fighting alumni.
Okay. Yeah, how was the experience there?
It was interesting. I came from like a small grammar school, small high school, so knowing that I was going to be kind of like thrown into this huge university was kind of tough. And navigating it wasn't super easy. I found myself wanting to really kind of shy away from big crowds. Like, of course, I would gravitate towards people that shared commonalities, but for the most part, like, I kind of stayed a little low key.
Oh, so you didn't go to the parties or anything?
I wasn't huge on partying. I mean, I was on the scene, but in the back, like, and I was okay with that, you know.
Yeah,
It was never a big thing for me. It was always just kind of like, know what's happening, you know, maybe if it's something that's beneficial, or, you know, your people are gonna be there and stuff like that. But that was pretty much it.
Okay, that's what's up. That's up. I actually went to TSU, and yeah, we had a lot of parties.
I was about to say, that's not a party school, yeah.
It's kind of hard to stay away from the parties, but and I know it's probably very different for you at UI,
Yeah.
where y'all probably have parties, but you was probably more so on the educational side of things.
I mean, I would say that it was important for me to do both, but I didn't have that like fear of missing out. Like I didn't have to be at every event, you know. Eventually I'd hear about it anyway, so
Yeah.
I felt like that was enough for me.
It was almost different for me because like my freshman year, sophomore year, I was like, you know, okay, educate myself. I see them going, you know, doing the thing on the yard. I'm gonna stay over here. Then my junior, senior year, I'm like, that's what they talking about.
Right.
And so I'm out there turning up too, everything. Yeah.
It's
So-
just to get in the mix, especially when you feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, it is because I was like growing up, I was a very shy person, and I decided to get out of my shell in college.
That's good.
And I mean, sometimes I think it's good, sometimes I think it's kind of bad because I got into a lot of stuff.
Right.
But you know, it was good for me to get out there because now I'm like more social. I can, you know, talk to people because before
For sure.
in high school, I'm just that guy who was like, oh, that's Calvin, but you don't talk too much. Like, he probably smiled, like, so, but he wasn't talking a lot. Yeah.
I think that was probably me on campus as well. Like people were kind of aware who I was, and I knew people, but it was just kind of like, yeah, I flew under the radar pretty often.
Was you a shy person, like growing up?
I don't think it was a shyness. I think it was just, again, being sheltered and just feeling like, you know, I've learned to be a little bit more strategic about who I run with or who I, you know, chill with and stuff like that. So it was always kind of like a, just be careful, you know, of your surroundings and the people that you associate with and stuff. And, you know, people that you stay around are either going to rub off on you or they represent you, you know.
Right.
So that's how I was kind of raised.
Okay, cool. So now I want to get to NSS.
Yes.
How is your experience at a boot camp?
Well, it has been one that I can appreciate, honestly.
Okay.
Dr. T, or Dr. Teresa, led me to NSS because initially I started off in a different program and the program was not for me. And I'm glad that I realized that. I'm glad that I had that time to talk to her and meet her actually through your community, so thank you.
Black codes.
Yes, Black codes. So it was just awesome to hear, you know, her perspective, being a woman who is, of course, of color, but also very successful in this field. To say, you know, you need to be in a different environment and you need to, you know, be hands-on with your work. And the previous program that I was in, of course, I don't want to knock it or anything like that. It wasn't for me. So I really just love how NSS was structured. Just the constant, like, every day, constantly doing and flexing your muscle, doing the work, constantly having different projects that, again, are going to reflect the field is really important. So, yeah.
That's what's up. And I know you're doing it virtually. Like that was a very different experience we had. We were more like hands-on. This was like pre-pandemic. So, you know, we was going to class every day and just working like close with one another. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed that. Yeah. Like how you doing it now? I don't know if I'll be, that's what I was thinking.
I'm not gonna lie, I have become from like my little like caterpillar stage to a social butterfly, you know, and I know when the time is right. So I feel like it's a lot different to be online constantly.
Right.
Because some people aren't going to break out their shell. It does not matter like how much we are kind of like more familiar with each other. Online, I feel like there's still that kind of sense of like, this is a curtain, this is my veil, or this is like my safety space. Like I don't have to mingle or interact with anyone. I can just hide behind the camera, you know? Mm-hmm. So I actually kind of wish that we were in person and there was kind of like talk against the wind saying that we might like transition for this year, but that didn't happen. I was a little salty, but it's okay. So, but yeah, I'm just grateful that regardless, like I have the personality I have, because then regardless of anything, I can still make the connections.
Yeah. Because like when I first met you at what was it, the game terminal?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was like, you really cool person. Like you know, and even before then, you was like just asking me questions about it and stuff. If you bring people and stuff. And I was like, okay, she seems pretty cool. You got that? I was like, okay, she is cool.
Right.
Like, you was there playing games with, I believe, Glenn.
Yes.
Yeah, what was that game?
My favorite game, Time Crisis. First of all,
Time Crisis.
When I hit it big, okay, I'm getting the machine. I'm putting it in my house. Okay. I will have it at the front door because I love that game so much. I love Time Crisis.
I ain't gonna lie, I used to play that game like me and my brother every time like we was going to the movie theaters. We try to get on Time Crisis. You know, you hit the little button and hide it.
Right.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I enjoy that game myself. Like y'all turning up on that game though, I can tell.
Listen, Brent had died and I still pushed through. Like, I was still going on like a couple levels.
I gotta keep going.
Like, I know what to do. Okay, you just gotta duck. Okay, like I don't know why you're not ducking. Like I don't understand.
Dang, so you just left them on the sideline.
Right.
Not everybody meant for this level.
I had to push through for us.
Yeah.
You know, so it was good.
But that's what's up. So it seems like you had a lot of fun at that event.
I did.
Yeah. Which at many of our events, what do you see like as a difference? Like, have you been to like any meetups prior before you went to the Black Coast meetups?
No, I haven't actually. No.
Oh,
so that was my very first time like really getting out and meeting folks. So.
Okay. Well, I guess you had nothing to kind of like relate it to.
Exactly.
But yeah, I still appreciate you coming out and representing the Black Codes community.
Yeah, no, it was a great time. It was a great event, and everybody was super sweet. Everybody was just very mellow and chill, and I appreciated, hearing some people's stories. I didn't get to meet everyone, so I'm just hoping as we continue, and either we do more virtual events, or I don't know how you guys want to continue it, but that we still, stay connected.
Yeah, it's looking like we might be doing a little bit more virtual events.
That's the move.
Unfortunately. But going back to your time at NSS, so there's like what, two halves? There's like the front end and then there's the back end.
Yeah.
And you completed the front end.
Yes.
And now you're on the back end. And how long you got on the back end? Just how long you been on the back end?
Oh, for sure. We have been submerged in about 2.5 months.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be wrapping up in March.
Okay. So which side do you like the most so far?
That's a loaded question because I've already completed the front end, so I feel like front end, knowing that again I can kind of make it look a certain way, and I'm more so like working on like how the user would experience my application. I feel like it's a little unfair to kind of compare the two because I'm already like, I love how to structure the app. I love the user experience. So UI UX is something that I would love to dive more into, but of course, back end is very much important, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's tough, but I am enjoying it so far.
I feel like you're trying to be nice.
I'm not trying to be nice. I'm just saying, because ultimately the goal is to become a full stack developer.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say that I have a love for one or the other when I have not completed my program completely. Now, ask me in a year when I've actually delved into it, and I have that live experience.
Okay, so you're saying you're coming back in a year to do another episode?
Is that what you want? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back. It's fine.
Okay, and you also you did a hackathon, right? With who was it? People in our community.
For sure.
What was it? Jaricia, Yasmin, Dr. T.
Yep.
And who else was that? I think Jamaica. Yeah. And y'all worked on a what was it? Safe Space app.
Yes.
Could you break it down for us?
Sure, yeah. So the hackathon was for Nike and Girls in Tech, and it was a mental health app. So we were supposed to develop an app, either one that was functioning like through code or just kind of a wireframe and flow of just something that meant a lot to us. So we chose Black women's health in the workplace. And Safe Space, the application that we created, was just a place where Black women can come and just talk about their workplace grievances, maybe discuss it openly, or just create a safe place where they can like document instances or incidents that happened to them, and then also a place where they can receive resources. So again, it was an MVP, but just the flow of it all was just really easy to use, and I thought, again, being a Black woman, knowing that this would have been something that I would have loved to use in the past for just any moments where I'm like, man, I need advice, or I want to know if someone else has experienced this too, like I think it would have been a really cool app for them. But all in all, I'm just really grateful that we won. So we won first place.
Yeah, that's what's up. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do y'all have any plans to make this app go live, or?
We have been talking about it. I can see it being something that can, be used nationwide, worldwide, just in general. And not specifically only just to Black women, but women in general. So, yeah, we'll have to give you more on that later.
That's what's up, man. When I saw the app, and then I saw the people on it, I was like, I could see why y'all got first place. You had some pretty talented devs on there. For sure. And then you definitely with the, I'm pretty sure maybe Dr. T maybe led the group a little bit.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her guidance is like priceless, so.
She actually won, we have a Black History Month hackathon. We do it every February. Man, her app crushed it. Her team crushed it.
And it looked great because I saw it.
Oh, you saw it? Yeah. She don't play.
Yeah.
Dr. T don't play.
It was sharp.
So yeah. That was, we actually have another one this year.
Nice.
So maybe you should sign up.
Maybe so.
Yeah. So
when's the info coming out?
Oh, it's coming out soon. Okay, probably next week.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Just make sure you sign up.
Okay, I definitely will.
And you're coming to the end of NSS as well. I'm going to jump back there. What are your plans? I know you want to find a job, but do you have an idea of like where you want to work exactly? Like,
Yeah, so I have been looking at a couple of companies. I'm not going to name drop.
okay,
Just for, the sake of privacy, but I have been looking at a couple of companies here in Nashville. But I have been talking to just many people. There are companies everywhere. There are some that allow remote work, especially due to the times that we're in.
Right.
So I think the biggest thing for me is just being a part of a company that is going to, professionally develop me and just know where I am right now and see my potential. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And also in the times we're in, so where I work at, we work fully remote. Like, the only time I went into the office was to pick up my computer.
Okay.
And I've never been 6 years. Like, I don't have to go, so I choose not to go.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. It's like, it's a gift and a curse, I say, because I like to socialize with people, and I haven't met literally nobody at work.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
You could go in for like a day and just like.
I would, but sometimes it's just like when you got that option of you ain't gotta go, you can probably be like, I'm gonna go tomorrow. You wake up like, I think I'm just gonna work from home. So it's like, with that option of staying home, it makes me want to stay home. So I think if I was forced to go like a few more days, I'll probably meet more people.
Right.
But I feel like I have to be forced, like get that push. Because I can say I go, but I probably won't go. Yeah.
Well, I do have a question. I'll follow up to that. With the variant kind of coming out and causing a little bit of disturbance, are you guys still able to go in, or has your office like closed down?
So when the pandemic started, the IT team went 100% remote, and they were allowing like some people to go in once in a while. And I feel like with this variant, they're gonna still kind of do the same thing. Okay. Because at first they were gonna start like allowing people to be like, okay, if you want your team to come in, they can start coming in at this time of this year. But ever since this variant came back, or this new variant, which is not really as lethal as the last one, but it's very infectious, like people catch it from left to right.
Yeah.
Kind of like, let's just do the same thing. Like, keep kind of the same people who are coming back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, business as usual, and they don't have to worry about seeing me.
Okay.
Because I'm be at home. But do you want to be remote, or how do you feel about work?
I'm not gonna lie, my house can get kind of rowdy. I just got a puppy, so that's another layer to things. But of course, I have a spouse, a child, and puppy. So those are 3 layers of they don't care if I'm doing something and I need peace and quiet. So I would love to kind of do a mix. Like being remote is very flexible and it's helpful, but I also do want to actually go in. So we'll see.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, Brittany, I appreciate you for coming on this podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No problem. Hopefully we'll get to have you again. Sydney, thank you for letting us use the built technology environment. Thank you, Rob, for coming in and showing us love.
I'm not here right now.
You back there. We're breaking the 4th wall. Thank you, Trev.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're breaking the 4th wall. But this has been another exciting episode of the Black Coach Podcast. And remember to stick to the code. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe. You got any social media?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, yeah. Smash that like button, subscribe. We're going to have some more episodes coming out. And again, stick to the code.